They've got men creeping into the back line. Still an extra a player missing. They may not go to the backs. They may try and just hold it into the forwards with a player still on the bench.
So Jonathan Kaplan, the touch judge on this side. Ben Darwin having trouble with his footing there. Just checking his sprigs.
Bill Young and John Hayes called out.
Right. Excuse me, this wasn't me for a minute, all right? If you want to take the gamble with me, both of you aren't doing it correctly, all right? Get our binding up, you can scrummage, but get our binding correct. Let's put a wee bit of sense into it. Thank you, let's go.
Hayes is a massive man, Chris Handy, 120 kilograms, he's 1.93 metres.
And he's doing a great job.
They're opposed on the far side of the scrum, Young and Hayes. And collapsing the scrum. And also not staying square. Another advantage for Ireland. They're looking for a 5-pointer. Where's O'Driscoll? Kelly's there, just held by Smith. They need quick ball. And it didn't come. Penalty still on here for Ireland. This is Keith Gleeson. Trying to slip the ball around the corner. Ireland still have it. They go left. Kelly. Yes, O'Driscoll. Did he get it down?
Yes. I call it yes.
He is a magician if he did.
Well, he only had inches to play with, but that's all the person of this calibre needs. You give him an inch and O'Driscoll will take a country mile.
Listen to the referee. Watch the first play. The crowd have gone up. If he controls it, no doubt.
That is try time, Ireland.
He hasn't scored a try since 2002. So this was to be his 10th test match without a try. But what a time to do it.
Unbelievable. He oozes class. And Brian O'Driscoll, they call him God. And maybe the big fella upstairs was on his side just there.
Great control. It really stretched the defence. His feet are in. He's got control of the ball in the left hand. Gloved Michael Jackson style. Great try.
Yes.
Waiting for the video ref. Absolutely. Well, the Irish fans walk around with a insignature on their T-shirts in VOD, we trust. Brian O'Driscoll brings the Irish to an end 3 in a dramatic score in this second half.
Well, we had the first mistake that was made by Larkham throwing the ball into the line out, putting Australia under pressure. We had the second mistake by the Australian scrum. The Irish decide we're going to throw caution at the wind, we're going to have a go, and they crack the Aussie defence.
Can he close the gap to 1 point? He sure can. 14-13. Brian O'Driscoll, the man of the moment. We've been waiting for this guy to break out. And it was a brilliant final pass.
Well, it's time for replacements. And Al Baxter prowling the touchline. He's coming on, I'm sure, to replace Ben Darwin. Needs to be some hard and thoughtful work done in the front row. Paddy O'Brien warning Bill Young, the loose head prop, whilst the Irish were kicking for conversion.
And we now have a full complement of players both sides. Horgan and Rogers back on the field from the sin bin.
The Wallabies coming off 232 points scoring spree in their last 2 games against Namibia and Romania. The Irish coming off a torrid 1-point victory over Argentina.
Great hands from Bill Young then getting right into the fray. That's good work.
And it's an old-fashioned Gary Owen. Dempsey couldn't take it, but O'Driscoll did. Didn't take his eye off the ball there, O'Driscoll. And O'Gara looking for touch. Now Rogers. Taken from behind by Kelly. Sailor first receiver. Overlap Australia.
Good hands, Cannon.
Here we go. This is Lyons. And he lost his footing in the face of O'Driscoll's tackle. But this is pressure now. Heavy pressure from the Australians as Sharp is within 15 metres of the goal line. Australia by a point here at Telstra Dome. Flatley. Rogers. Plenty of green jumpers there. Gregan again for Larkham. Again, there's 4 on 1 here. They must score. War. It was a bad pass, though, around the Australians' bootlaces.
Big hit by Foley. Good defence.
They threw it away, but can Gregan and Burke pull something out here?
Sustained attack, the 6th phase for the Wallabies. They've got to produce something from this.
They need patience.
Here's Flatley. They were offside in the outside backs island. Referee's playing advantage, but Australia wants a 5-pointer here. And they've gone without it. Gregan smashed backwards by O'Gara, and exhausted players on both sides.
Well, fantastic play for the Wallabies. They built the phases up, but Ireland counter-attacked and put them under defence. And the way that they were moving up on their front, on their toes, moving forward the Irish pack. The Irish backs were caught offside, and Australia should now take 3 points.
Pretty tight.
We're talking to the players about which numbers were offside. 7 and 14 were offside. Keith Gleeson and also Horgan that's just come back on. It was a great work by Flatley to retain possession. It could well have gone loose. And Gregan there getting caught running sideways.
And the claret streaming from the Irish, but that won't slow them down.
So Australia clinging to a 1-point lead. This is shades of Lansdowne Road in 1991 in the World Cup quarter-final. The Irish not expected to win that day, but they nearly did. And they're throwing out a huge challenge here. But Flatley increases the lead to 4. (13) at Telstra Dome. Okay. And Kelly's off to the sin bin after that gash on his face, and O'Callaghan is on. The blood bin, I should say. And that's the new man on, O'Callaghan. Donica O'Callaghan, if you're off your feet, you just can't use your hands. And if there's a ruck there, the same applies.
Well, it's a crucial time now for both sides. You see George Gregan talking to his players, making sure they know to calm things down, but they've got to put their foot on the accelerator now. The game for both sides is there to be taken. It's who wants to take it first.
The Irish are past masters at slowing the ball down. Beautiful hands shown by Nathan Sharp to pluck that out of the air. And O'Callaghan on the wrong side, receiving a little bit of summary punishment from the Australian feet.
So this is the first time the Wallabies have been asked the big question by an opponent in this World Cup. David Lyons. And again a strong tackle by Maggs. Ireland really putting pressure on the ball. Mistake by Cannon. He had a little look up there as he tried to take it. Turnover. And O'Gara trying to land it inside, and he does it beautifully just outside the 22.
Great reaction from Ireland. It looked promising for the Wallabies, but they balanced again, as they've done so many times in this game. Punched the ball downfield, and when they kick it, it goes out.
2 players down. This is Kevin Maggs after that last tackle with a nasty gash on his ear. So he looks as though he'll need some stitches. Wood is down as well. Referee's playing on.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Wood. He was just foxing, trying to slow the game down.
Well, there's an opportunity here for Australia with Ireland disorganised.
Great work. Gregan running wide, bringing Lyons back on the inside. Great line.
Eric Miller to come on the field. And Dempsey back here, inside the quarter. Just wanting to steady it down and get a safe touch, which he does.
Well, you can see Steve Larkham making sure that he puts the Irish side under pressure. The Wallabies have been playing their pattern of play, going the same way, after wave after wave. And Kevin Maggs, lovely work round the ankles, made the tackle, but he copped a little bit of blood with it. Australia, for mine, are better off going the same way and then coming back. There's plenty of room coming back the short side after hitting up in the middle.
So they brought a back rower on, Eric Miller, with Maggs off the field. So he's going to play out in the backs, it would seem, as Smith lost it. And it's jarring defence from Ireland.
Call from the touch judge. Just a jolting defence of Ireland shutting down another charge by George Smith. They're getting tired. They may need replacements shortly, the Wallabies.
Australia have got to start to be tough on themselves. They're making too many mistakes that will cost them not only in this game but the bigger games coming up as well. They've got to start to just do the simple things right. As Tim mentioned before, lift it up another notch and start to build the intensity against the Irish.
El Baxter going well here on this side of the scrum.
O'Gara then. And they're just going to try. Just took that on the backside, I think, Wendell. It's a novel way of stopping the ball. Rogers. This is Dempsey. Wanting to keep it in the field of play, but no such luck. Mistake there by Dempsey.
Well, I think it was a mistake by Rogers as well, too good. And too often the Wallabies are trying to kick after they get something good started, and the kicks aren't good. You know, the fact that Ireland kicked that into touch on the field, that's a fluke. Got to be able to carry it.
And the possession just shows how close this game is.
So Miller's starting out in the backs for Ireland, so is Keith Wood, and that's Nathan Sharp. War now is the first receiver to Lyons, who's having plenty of work with the ball in hand tonight. Australia to Rogers. The elusive runner is grasped in copybook fashion there by O'Driscoll. Sailor now, like a front row forward. The ball tucked under his arm that time. Flatley. The Irish just throwing themselves like missiles. That was Keith Gleeson again. Here's Larkham. Easterby. Desperate tackle. So important. Gregan just popped it through, but Dempsey was waiting for it, and look at the pressure. That's what it's all about, Bill Young.
Well, Billy Young, he turned a bad kick into a good kick from George Gregan, put the pressure on. George Gregan ran out of options and put that through, and lucky for the Wallabies that Bill Young was on hand to put Gervin Dempsey under pressure. The Wallabies now 15 metres out from the Irish line, under attack, as Matt Cobain looks to come on the field for the Wallabies.
I think George Gregan remembered the kick that he put in against Ireland in Perth that turned into a gem, and he scored from it.
So David Lyons is being pulled here.
Gee, that's a big call. Lyons having a whale of a game, running out wide.
The big damaging runner has caused problems in the centre of the field for Ireland. He's really taken on.
But if you were going to make changes, Chris, who else would you take?
I've got to agree. I might move Smith to Lucy to open side and bring Moore off at this stage. That'd be my call, but I'm not the one doing it.
Well, the other question is, why make the change then?
And Australia hot on the attack, do all the good work, get the line out. Expert defence by the Irish. They pinch the ball, they take the pressure off ever so more slightly.
Great competition for the ball in the air.
O'Connell just reefing that away.
Terrific work. That is scrapping at its best in the air.
That's his 7th line-out take. Out wide we go for Rogers again. O'Driscoll's watching him like a hawk. And Burke can't penetrate. Wood comes through to spoil. Again, very untidy Australia. Larkham back there. Here comes Horgan. Ireland had to stay on their feet. Was he isolated? The referee says yes. He didn't release it. Well, again, it was very, very sloppy players. Ireland go for the try to get the penalty goal. Here's Gleeson and now Kelly. But 3